I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that the Vox Mark III Mini is a toy. But the good news is they're all toys. First, I want you to understand that when I say toys, I'm not using that word as a pejorative. I don't see that as a negative thing at all. Yes, to some people, guitars are tools. They use them to make a living, the way some people use a hammer or a socket wrench or things that aren't hammers or socket wrenches. But to most of us, they're toys. It's why we have collections. It's why we put them on display, and more often than not, it's why we're searching around on the internet in the middle of the night. Instead of looking at dirty pictures, we're looking for clean guitars. And I want to say that's fine. That's one of the reasons that we're here. It's a hobby, it's life, it's enjoyable, it's an expression of who we are as individuals, it's a creative endeavor. It's a way for us to just get those emotions and feelings and things that are inside out. It's a way for us to touch the divine and share words with each other without using words. It's worship and prayer and love and desire and sometimes hate and anger and everything all wrapped into one. But it's also a toy. And as far as the toys go, this is one of the toyiest of the toys. I made a comment not too long ago that this was the Vox that tried to take itself seriously, unlike the Mark V. And a friend of mine pointed out, how serious can a heavy metal lute be? But it is a serious toy. I mean, it's been all over the state, it's been up in the mountains, it's traveled around in the back of my car, it's been to parties at church, it's been in my office, it's been in the bedroom, it's been in the kitchen, it's been in the living room, it's been all over the place because it's fun to play. It's absurdly fun to play. It holds tune. It's got a variety of tones, except for that misplaced switch. It really is a very practical instrument. And after living with this thing, the funniest part about it is every time I pick up and I start to try to make a recording with it, as far as laying down tracks and multi-layering and that kind of thing, I end up just turning on the looper and goofing around with it. It really is quite the goof-around guitar. And the strangest thing about it being a goof-around guitar is I also end up writing a lot with it. And I'm not just talking about music, chord progressions, and melody lines. I'm talking about sermons, letters, emails, announcements. This thing really taps into the well of creativity in a way unlike a lot of the other instruments. I think it's because it is the toyiest of toys that it kind of gives you the freedom not to play within parameters, not to do things the way they're supposed to be done, just to kind of unleash things. Get a little crazy. Have a little fun. A friend of mine that's a car guy refers to cars as smiles per mile. How often does this car really engage with him while he's driving it? And this guitar has smiles for miles. I wouldn't use this to record an album. I wouldn't necessarily use this to play a whole night at a gig, but you could. But as far as something to take with you and pull out of the car and just have something to play and truly play, I really can't think of anything I've got on the wall that surpasses it. The other ones are more fun to perform with. But as far as play goes, that Vox 3 Mini, man, it's just tough to beat. This one's staying, hopefully for quite a while.